like a mercy killing or something.
Yeah.
Because technically he still kills her, maybe so she
more
doesn't turn into a...
I still want her to like him to kill her like out of
Oh,
anger
absolutely,
or, like,
I do
some
too.
kind
But
of-
maybe they'll do something like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Or
Or maybe Tyrion does kill her.
that's not that's
That's not interesting, but maybe that's
Yeah.
what happens. Because that would be kind of fan servicey, but also the Jaime
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
fan servicey.
I think that it would be more difficult for Tyrion to do it like in a way.
Yeah.
Like because because Jaime and her have such like a intimate relationship, like they have like a very passionate relationship. It's easy for like to see how like that love could like turn into rage sort of thing. Whereas like Tyrion sort of like he hates her, but like she's still his family and like he doesn't want to hurt his family sort of deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
He's in a very weird spot. He's definitely not happy about Jonah and Daenerys getting on.
Yeah, he's just like, oh,
Well,
I want it.
someone I was talking to was convinced that like that was a signal from like the directors that Tyrion's planning something above everyone.
Yeah.
Because why would he be like, and like I kind of get where they're coming from. Like, why would you just be standing there like looking so?
Yeah, 'cause
like,
he wasn't like
grim and he wasn't
good for them.
because like he was talking about. That's what he was building up to.
Yeah.
He was trying to get he was trying to get Jon to submit to Dany.
Yeah.
But I think,
But
he
he looked-
turned it around to be like, maybe I can marry them because then they'll both be into it.
But he didn't look happy about
He
what
did
was
not
happening.
look happy at all. He looked.
It wasn't like a oh that's nice for them.
He
Like
was
something.
like-
He was just like
like you could even say he was kind of guilty looking. Like
I thought he
Yeah.
was jealous looking.
oh
I
maybe
don't think so.
maybe he's into Jon.
Who isn't into
Maybe,
Jon?
yeah.
I'm into Jon.
Yeah.
Jon's a top bloke.
But I feel like they would have built it up way more because that
Yeah.
was a long shot of him just staring. It was like 10 seconds long.
Rather not him being jealous of like him getting
it
with
really
Dany.
it really doesn't make sense for him to be looking at them like that.
No, but
Unless
because
it was meant to be.
well, remember from before, like he was really questioning her about her successor.
Yeah,
I think he's like, I want to be. Yeah, that's
But
what I'm thinking.
I don't know. Like I genuinely don't think that he is. I think he's just a genuinely like good bloke. Like
Yeah.
Maybe
I
he's
think-
like, this is going to cause trouble for everyone.
I think maybe he was jealous that like maybe he sort of has a bit of a thing for Daenerys. Like it's a bit more obvious, but like
Possible.
I like him just being like a good guy sort of thing. Like, and I like because he comes from this like bad family where everyone's a dickhead and stuff. And it's sort of. It's like not everyone's good and bad. Like not all the people from this family are bad. Like he's just this one decent bloke from the Lannisters who's like genuinely trying to like make the world a better place and stuff. Like it'd be a real like left turn for his character.
Yeah.
But do we have any predictions for the next season or for any specific characters or anything like that?
I think everyone's gonna die.
I want
Yeah.
Podrick and Davos to survive, and that's about it.
Not gonna happen. They'll be the first to go.
Not
'cause
even-
they're so
no.
loved. There's gonna be you know how Scarlett Johansson, I think it was Scarlett Johansson, she was talking about in Infinity War that there's a scene with 30 characters in it. That's exactly what's gonna happen at like episode 6, season 8. It'll
An absolute
be like
fucking
just
massacre.
every main character just like surrounded in let's say fucking the God's Eye. Oh no, they can't swim. Let's say for fan service, Howland Reed's
Sure.
joint.
Oh, yeah.
Just for some reason they're just at
The
neck.
Craddock men.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're just all in his castle, and it's just like waves of dudes, and then they just all die one by one. You just see them like Davos get.
As long as they
But
all
what
get a
if
good...
what if there's a different Avengers moment where it's just like our main characters and there's a real like heroic circle shot sort of thing of them like
fighting robots?
yeah.
That would be incredible.
You just went James Bond.
No, that was
No,
the Avengers.
it was just
song.
poorly done Avengers.
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
It sounded like James Bond.
So I don't know. I've told Tyler this before, but I don't know if I've talked to you about this before, Lachlan. Obviously, one of my favorite characters, Gendry, made a return this season. Have I told you before that my theory for him is that he's Robert's trueborn son with Cersei?
Really?
That's my theory.
Really?
But they really haven't been. I think that I don't know if they really haven't been like showing him as a prominent character, so I don't know if they would do it in the show, but I think there's a chance that they might do it in the book. Because he does remember having his mother having like golden hair or yellow hair or something, and I don't know why they would put so much like emphasis on just one of Robert's bastards unless he's an important character in some way, you know?
No, yeah, I totally get you.
And Cersei,
I always thought that
but in both the things she says that the child died, and like in the show I think she says she claims she
to the flu or something.
No, I think she says that like she effectively got like an abortion of some kind. Like she says like there's ways of dealing with those matters and stuff like that. But she could just be saying that to get like Ned off the scent and stuff like that. But you know, we don't see we don't see what happened to that baby.
I think that was a book thing. It was a book thing, and she was like, "I don't have any Robert's kids," because she would like finish him off in other ways. And then like the book says that there's that scene where she talks about like she likes licking Robert's semen off her fingers because she feels like she's eating his children, and that's the part of the. I actually stopped reading it at that night. I was kind of like, "That's enough for me, Georgie." Like,
there you go. Incest is not that far fetched, Mitt. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Eating children.
Eating children of the bleh.
Oh god.
And
what do you think about that?
I don't know.
I don't know what it means
I don't think.
thematically.
Well, it means that
he's
it means
Robert's
that there's
son
it means that there's a
either way.
true-born like Baratheon heir. Like, I mean, it's sort of at this point it doesn't really matter because all of the Lannister kids are dead anyways.
Yeah.
But like, that's sort of been my theory since like I read the first book, I think. But he is back, but they've been downplaying his character a lot, so I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
But that's been my theory for a while, and like I was like, oh, maybe this was part of my like wish that like John and Dany wouldn't get together. I was like, oh, maybe Gendry will find out, and then maybe he'll get together with Dany, and that'll be nice instead.
Ooh,
Because that would be interesting as well, because
his father fucking hated,
and she hated his father.
Yeah,
But like, you know, they find love anyways, and then it's a happy ending for them.
that'd be nice.
It would be nice.
Wouldn't
Jeez.
it be nice? I never thought about that before. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, Tyler, you got any predictions?
Not as such. I got some fun ones, but like, or the fun theory that Davos is Azor Ahai.
All right, I believe it.
So let's think. How do we think the show's going to end? Like legitimately.
I actually think.
Who do you think? Who are your top 3 picks for characters who are alive at the end?
Definitely.
Let's say
John.
let's say 5. Let's say 5 picks for
5
characters
picks?
alive. Yeah.
All right.
John.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Wilhelm Schmidt. I reckon John, Jamie are going to be alive. Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Good stuff. Arya?
Nah.
No.
She's gonna die.
I think more characters, but I'm just trying to pick the ones that I think are most important to say.
Yeah. Okay.
That are going to be alive.
I want the Mountain to survive. I really like him now, but he's
The
gonna
Mountain.
die.
Do you mean
The Hound. Sorry, the Hound.
I was like, whoa! I want to hear this.
Oh no. Yeah, I want the Hound to survive, but you know, he's gonna die.
Bran. What do we think about Bran?
He's gonna die.
I think Bran's got an important like role now that he's the three-eyed raven.
Doesn't mean he's not
to
gonna die.
sacrifice himself.
No, but I think
To
that role is like there's always supposed to be a three-eyed raven sort of thing. Like I don't know, maybe that sort of gives him plot protection.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe. I think John's going to be the king of kings at the end of it.
Yeah,
he's going to
I
be the
reckon
king.
Daenerys is gonna die.
I'm still a believer that to forge Lightbringer, he's going to have to murder Daenerys.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
I'm not a firm believer of it, but it'd be interesting if it did happen. That would be heartbreaking. I feel like the fan base would be split down the middle on Jon from that moment.
See, John's been my favorite character since the beginning.
Absolutely.
So you think he's the prince who was promised?
I do think that they've built it there. John's
got fucking everything going for him
exactly.
right now.
Like George R. R. Martin tries to stray away from from the tropes and everything.
Yeah,
but he does do a lot of tropes, and I'm fine with that. And it's kind of like, I feel like in the books Jamie's the main character, but in the show Jon is absolutely the main character, parred with Daenerys, then Tyrion and Jamie, and then everyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think Jon is the prince's promised. Because in the books as well, there's a whole when Daenerys has her House of the Undying visions, there's just so much like ice and fire shit going on there. It's like you're building up Jon way too much for it not to be.
I always just thought that they were just like, people were having, their own little theories about like, oh, it's, it's my leader, it's this person, but it's like all the time, like we sort of see Daenerys like building up her power, and my perception of like reading the books is like, everyone's thinking that it's like their person, like especially with the comet the red comet, and people were like it's a sign of like my this dude coming, and then but then it was just like all the time I felt it was like, okay, it's Daenerys is like, because we see everything from her side, and like no one's really paying attention to her.
That's interesting. I totally forgot about the whole.
But isn't it like
thing. Like that's. I want more.
And
of
like
that
she was
aliens. That's what she was
like literally reborn in the flames when when her kid died and stuff, and when she comes out with her dragons and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who do we think's definitely dead next season at the end? Who's definitely dead?
Cersei.
Cersei's definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Tormund.
Oh
yeah, look, it's gonna happen.
He's
gonna go out in a blaze of glory though.
Just
you can
like
believe that.
Two axes just slaying dudes.
He almost went out in the in the last episode. Like, jeez, everyone was just like, we were watching and we're like, guys, help him for fuck's sake. He's just like, that took way too long, guys. It took way too long to get one of you guys over here. It's very cold in here, guys. Come on.
Thought you were my friends.
So Tormund.
The mountain's gonna die.
The mountain's Qyburn's getting his fucking
comeuppance
shit kicked out of him so hard.
Well,
I reckon Brienne's gonna die.
They're totally teasing Melisandre and Varys carking it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna go.
She was like, I die in this country.
That's
you,
true.
dear spider. He's like,
boy. Oh no.
I'm gonna move to Essos then.
Fucking Aladdin.
Just follow Varys around.
What do we think about Arya and Sansa? Do you think I think one married? I think one of them's gonna make it. Definitely one of them's gonna make it.
More incest, maybe?
I hope not.
Her.
Who do you think is most likely to make it out of those two?
Sansa.
Yeah?
Yeah. Strangely enough, I think Arya. Just because I believe that Arya's going to die more than Sansa.
Okay.
I think Arya's going to go out like...
She's more of the fighter, I guess.
Yeah, but also not because of that. But it's also hard for me to imagine her in like a White Walker sort of situation where she'll die.
Or do you think maybe the Faceless Men will come back after her?
No, because they let her go.
That one dude let her go. He's not the be all end all of the Faceless Men.
Is he not?
He's just one dude who stays in the place. They're like, you let her go? What the? She stole all these faces.
Where's all the faces, man?
She took some very important faces of our collection. So
didn't she get those faces herself?
Well, not all of them, because she was
the servant girl to kill Walder.
Yeah, and then she was Walder.
Yeah, well, she got Walder's face herself.
Yeah.
She didn't just grab that off somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just so happens he has a copy of his own face in his bedroom that I'm just going to slip on.
So this is broaching into like some of the wacky fan theories a little bit. There's a theory that Missandei is a faceless man. That she's just been placed next to Daenerys to get information and stuff like that. And then someone was saying like... it's gonna be cool when like she meets up with Arya and they just swap face match. Like, oh cool, you got this face, I've got this one, sort of thing.
I have like a Pokemon trading thing,
like trade faces, trading faces.
Like, I haven't got that one yet.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
I'll give you my Frey face for your Missandei face. What if it's not even Arya?